Hey there, everybody. This is Admiral Newkirk here, and I have been having a little bit of trouble finding good games. So you want to know what I did? I turned to StarCraft.org, and then from there, I turned to StarCraftReplayed.org, and from there, they gave me LiquidTLO versus EgInControl in MLG. You're welcome, people. Let's go. Alright, to start off, EgInControl splitting his drones. Same with TLO. The little one, for those of you who don't know, is awesome. The little one is one of the coolest players out there. I would call him, Thorazane, and QXC the most interesting Terrans to watch. He is interesting because of how creative he is. Thorazane is interesting because of just how much of a badass he is. Thorazane has gonads the size of Jupiter. I mean, the man has balls so large that they may be supermassive black holes. He is such a thug. If you have not seen it, go to Team Liquid and watch OGSMC versus Thorazane immediately. Alright, to get... No, TLO, he is the German wonder, Super Dario, whatever you want to call him. He's awesome, he's German, and he's one of the most creative players out there. So let's watch him go off against anyone but Idra's coach, EgInControl. Yes, people, I love you this much. So slowing it down now, let's keep it fast. I just had a pot of coffee, so I am super hyped. I was so excited I found this game. Ugh. The only thing better would be like Jinro versus, I don't know, MC. Nah, sadly I can't get those games, but I'm so sad because they're so good. So here we have, what's his name? Alright, TLO, he's the red one, derp. TLO's red scouting probe is coming into the base of EgInControl. Meanwhile, back at the base, TLO is killing the gas steal of EgInControl. For any of you wondering why you would do this, EgInControl is, which I'm just going to call InControl now, because saying EG so often is kind of annoying. What he's trying to do is spending tab. We'll open that later. Ooh, Reaper. Dario, you're starting things off early. I love the foreplay. At any rate, what you're trying to do with stealing the gas, you're preventing two things. You're preventing Thor Rush and early Cloak Banshee. Those are the only two things you're accomplishing, but both of those are kind of hard to deal with. So because of that, good idea to steal the gas sometimes, especially in a pro game or a tournament game. I'm looking at you all, you HSSTLers. When you feel that a cheese is potential, the two best ones are probably Thor Rush and Cloak Banshee. A Marine SCV is all in is okay, but a Thor Rush is awesome because you can transition out of it. Thors are just kick-ass units. I've known this since mid-November. Everybody else is realizing this now, but Thors are amazing versus ground. In the meantime, let's look at EgInControl, shall we? Why, those are 3 gateways and a bunch of sentries. Is Lucas playing this game? Seriously? Oh, is he 3-gate expanding? He is 3-gate expanding. Meanwhile, back at TLO's base, he's getting his early engineering bay. I love you, Dario, because you get upgrades early. He's also getting Stim. Stim Pack, probably the most important Terran upgrade. We now have, checking the units tab, 1 Zealot, 3 Stalkers, and 3 Sentries. Going off against 4 Marauders and 2 Marines. However, they do not have Stim. So let's see who wins here, folks. I'm going to give it to the Marine Marauder, obviously, because they have bunkers. Nah. However, this bunker placement could have been better. Back to the production tab, we see Terran Infantry levels 1. Why, would this be early? It would! It is early! Good job! Everyone rips me now, because they say I demand upgrades too much. If Dario does it, it must be right. EgInControl is actually no slouch. I know I am totally fanboying over TLO, because he's awesome, but EgInControl is still pretty sweet. He's the team captain and coach of Team Evil Geniuses, the one on which the little bitch Idra is on. Pardon me, Idra. And let's see what's going down here. LiquidTLO has his command center up. Well, InControl is working on his. And the factory coming down for TLO. TLO is not the mecha of someone like Jinro or even someone like Thorazane. TLO is a straight up go barracks player, but he does it in really interesting ways. One of my favorite things he's ever done, this is one of my favorite games ever, is he's doing a TVT on Blistering Sands, that crappy map they had forever. TVT on Blistering Sands he's going up against a tank ball that had taken center of the map. He also had his own tank ball. He cloaks his ghosts, nukes the tanks, then when they unsiege, cancels the nukes and takes their siege spot with his tanks. That's pretty sick, isn't it? I've actually used that in a game like 2 days ago. It was awesome. But lately, as I said earlier, I've been playing pretty crappy because I've been so tired. So after winning 3 in a row, I decided that I'd sort of gotten my mojo back. I'd been helping some guys with the HSSTL. You guys are my faves. You better win it for me because I better have some good games to cast. And also, eventually I'd like to be able to play this game in that. But at any rate, looking back at EgInControl space, because I'm just talking to you guys, we see he has his Robo up and he's getting Colossi. This is a good move to make. He should be getting extended thermal lance roughly now-ish, soon. When? Come on. Okay, what is he saving up for an expansion? Ooh, but you'll notice one thing about EgInControl's base that I would find extremely upsetting. There's no forge. There's no forge. And even though he does have Colossi, this is just going to mean TLO is going to slowly gain upgrade advantage, steadier and steadier. This is... I mean, I'd like to see one of these Delta Stalkers, but that's personal preference. I mean, this many sentries is good. This is a perfect amount of sentries, because he can do all the force fields he wants, but at the same time, he still has enough DPS from other units. And he is probing like a boss right now. If you look at just how many actual units he has, he's just kind of playing this like, yeah, I'm going to be safe no matter what. He is throwing down his Stargate. Things get interesting, don't they now? In the meantime, Terran already has Medivacs up, so we're likely to see some drops. It's amazing that a player like TLO can be so entertaining going Marine Marauder Medivac. I mean, this game should be epic just because TLO's in it, and he does the craziest stuff imaginable. As I said, with the ghost thing. However, he's not like QXC. What QXC does is QXC takes games, he just plays them weird. Alright, QXC, he does a ghost rush in TVT. He doesn't do, whoa, that's creative. He does weird. They're completely different. Weird takes you by surprise. Creative, you can sort of go, oh yeah, I get it. While weird is, whoa, and you don't think you can pull it off. QXC did a late game of, oh, good. That's going down. QXC did a late game and I'm sorry, I'm talking over this, but nothing interesting has happened so far. In case you want to know, back at TLO's base, he's making an armory as well as 3 Marauders, a Medivac, and some probes. In the meantime, let's... Oh, look, force fields. Well, that went well. That went very well for EgInControl. Force fields are really great for split... like, Terran units work, or Marine Marauder Medivac works best late game, 150 supply, with like a big ball of tanks in the middle, and then you just throw 4 or 6 or 10 supply of Marine Marauder Medivac at every expansion simultaneously. And you don't even have to do anything, you just A-move stim. It's that easy, and that's where it's best. It works best in small-scale engagements where the synergy of the Terran units can shine without them having to compete against the overall just power of a Protoss army. Because Protoss units are the strongest and they build the cheapest. You didn't hear, or they build the fastest. They are expensive, and that's good. Now we see TLO starting to get primarily, in fact, all Marauders. I like this play. Marauder Viking is the way you want to go, and he's doing this only off of 3 racks, which is extremely interesting. He's doing this off of 3 racks. He's also producing 2 Vikings at a time. So this is impressive while getting 2-2 upgrades. What did I tell you? He's going to be able to move out at 2-2, while the Protoss only has ground level 1. And he's just going to be able to wreck, assumedly. However, the Protoss is doing something even craftier. He's getting Phoenixes. Think about this. If you're going up against Marauder Viking, you can use the Phoenixes. They crush Vikings. Phoenixes, why? Because they move so much faster. They're not armored, and they can just run up and just zip around the Vikings and be annoying. And then, after they're done, they can lift a ton of Marauders. 2 for 1, right? Now we see Templar being warped in against Marauders. That's a fair fight. Kind of, not at all. The Phoenixes, they have lifted the Marauders, who appear, I mean, I think it kind of looks fun. Am I the only one who like, hey, look at that, he's bouncing around in there. Doesn't that look like a kid's ride? In the meantime, there's this annoying little overseer, observer, pardon. Oh, my brain turned off for a moment there. TLO getting up to 6 racks off of 2 base? 6 racks, 3 Stargate off of 2 base. Fascinating. But he is being a good little Admiral Newkirk trooper and getting tons of upgrades. he is on 1-1, getting 2-2. The Protoss is just going to be on 1-1. And at that point, his upgrade advantage should be enough that he can run in and kill the Protoss. But at the same time, he doesn't want to leave himself too vulnerable. Protoss, meanwhile, Protoss is getting what's known as a Death Ball. A Death Ball is a situation where you have a ball of extremely powerful damage dealers with situational defenders. So this means Colossi, they're the best splash unit in the game. Situational defenders, Phoenixes defend their main weakness, which is the fact they can hit by air. Then you get buffer units. Buffer units, the better overall the unit is, the better the buffer unit is going to be. So if you can get a buffer unit of, say, Stalkers, a few Sentries, and Charge Lots, that's great, because that's really, really, really synergistic. Meanwhile, a Terran Death Ball only really works with Mech, and even that is still somewhat weak to air. So a Death Ball as Protoss is currently the accepted metagame strategy, and it's relatively effective. Terran taking his third base with Planetary Fortress, extremely safe play. Couldn't ask for a safer one. I mean, honestly, I could not ask for a safer play. There isn't one to make besides, I don't know, putting a Planetary Fortress here and surrounding it with SCVs and turrets. Anyway, Terran's on 2-2, Protoss on 1-1, but every moment that goes by, Terran's upgrade advantage goes down. He's getting Combat Shield, he already has Stim, and he doesn't have Marauder Slow. I love Marauder Slow. Favorite upgrade for bio in the game. Factory not actually producing anything, that's okay, we still love it. And we see a rare period of inactivity. The Protoss also seems to be trying to split up his Death Ball, which